Hi home cooks! Today I'm in the kitchen making a vintage Salisbury steak recipe.
This is a true comfort food classic. Tender, juicy beef patties in a rich homemade gravy. These are perfect served over mashed potatoes, noodles, or rice. This old-fashioned recipe is a simple meal that's going to bring everyone to the table. It's budget friendly and made with simple ingredients you probably have in your kitchen right now.
If you're looking for a nostalgic family dinner or a new recipe to make with ground beef, this one is a must-try.
So grab your skillet and let's get into the kitchen. This is how I make a homemade Salisbury steak.
The first thing I'm going to do for this recipe is prepare the ground beef steaks. Salisbury steaks are essentially little ground beef hamburgers that are packed with flavor and simmered in a mushroom gravy. Here I have 2 pounds of ground beef, and I'm going to add in about 1/4 of an onion that I've grated into a fine dice. I'm also going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of ground clove, a 1/2 teaspoon of chili flakes, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And to help bring it all together, I'm going to crack in 1 egg. Mix this just gently with your hands until all the ingredients are incorporated together. The less you handle the meat, the more tender your patties are going to be in the end. And of course you can make this recipe your own by adding in your favorite ground meat or switching out the spices. Now all we need to do is shape the meat mixture into the patties. Using the 2 pounds of ground beef, you should be able to shape this into 8 to 10 little Salisbury steaks. And just keep in mind that the thicker you make your beef patties, the longer it will take to cook all the way through to the center. I have my skillet heating to medium-high heat. I'm going to drizzle over top about 2 tablespoons of oil. And once it's preheated, you could add in your steaks. You'll probably have to do this step in batches. Just make sure not to overcrowd your pan as your meat is cooking. I'm cooking these for about 6 minutes on each side. Make sure the outside of your steaks are nicely browned and caramelized. Once they're cooked through, I'm going to remove them to a plate and continue cooking the rest of the beef. And while these are cooking, I'm going to start thinking about my side dishes. And since this recipe makes lots of rich gravy, I'm going to be making a big pot of mashed potatoes to go on the side. Wash, peel, and then chop the potatoes. I'm going to place them in a big pot of salted water and then bring them up to a boil. Let them cook until the potatoes are fork tender. This is going to depend on the size of the chunks of potatoes, but mine took about 20 minutes. Now I'm going to get started on the mushroom gravy. Now my pot is full of beef drippings from the Salisbury steaks. And to my already hot pan, I'm going to add in 1/2 diced onion and a 1/2 pound of sliced mushrooms. I'm going to cook this in the beef drippings until the mushrooms have browned. And to make our gravy, I'm going to sprinkle on top 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Stir this into the mushrooms until the flour is absorbed. Then I'm going to stir in 3 cups of beef stock. Stir this to release any of the bits of flavor stuck to the bottom and sides of the pan. Then I'm going to stir in 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I'm going to continue stirring this occasionally until the gravy comes to a simmer and has started to thicken. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to prepare the mashed potatoes. I'm just going to drain the potatoes into a colander and then let them sit there for them to evaporate off some of the moisture. Now I'm going to be using a potato ricer just to give me super silky smooth mashed potatoes. But of course you could just as easily use a potato masher for this. And while I'm finishing the side dishes, I'm going to get my steaks back into the sauce to reheat. Adjust the gravy with salt and pepper to your taste, and then place all the little beef patties inside and cover them with the gravy. Reduce your heat to a simmer while you finish the mashed potatoes. I like my potatoes to be a little bit thicker, so I'm just going to be adding some butter. And as the butter melts from the heat of the potatoes, I'm just going to gently stir it in. Add a little salt to your taste, and then the potatoes are ready to serve. If you want a more in-depth look at how to make these rich and creamy mashed potatoes, I'll leave the link in the description box below the video. And this vintage comfort food dinner is ready to serve hot and fresh. Not only is this meal cozy and satisfying, it always makes the house smell amazing. This is an easy comfort food dinner that's budget friendly and the whole family is going to love. It's perfect for freezing and for meal preps.
And as always, you can find a link to the full written recipe in the description box below.
Enjoy! If you're a fan of deliciously simple vintage recipes and old-fashioned skills, then you'll want to check out this next video. Thanks so much for stopping by.